Hey, good morning. You're watching Breakfast Television on City. Thank you so much for turning us on this morning. We're talking Olympic motivation right now and the Olympic mental game this morning with Jamie Clark. Jamie Clark, of course, Calgary guy, has climbed Mount Everest twice. Entrepreneur, you're a motivational speaker, you're a dad, you're always in the backcountry, always doing fun stuff. And Jamie is just hours back in the city of Calgary, just arriving home from South Korea, where you've been embedded with our men's ice hockey team for how long?
It was nearly 2 weeks hanging out with the players.
So you were in Latvia
Yes.
for a little bit, and then of course some time in Korea.
Yeah.
And how are the guys feeling?
Super stressed at first. You
Yeah.
know, they're really pumped about the experience. They've had a great game this morning.
Yeah.
And they take it really seriously. This is a lot of pressure on them. This is Canada's game. It's this greatest stage. They want to play their best when it matters most, and that's in part what I was there to help them with.
Okay, yeah, and you're leading to my next question, or I guess my initial one off the top here is, how do you connect climbing Everest to winning hockey? You know what I mean?
Good question.
Yeah.
It is a good question. I think fundamentally that what you learn on the side of a mountain is pretty translatable into life in general. I've certainly used it as a parent, as a husband, as an entrepreneur. And what I was trying to do is help them use it as athletes. But ultimately, really, I'm trying to convey an idea, a concept. And I think if you wrap it in a good story for anybody,
Yeah.
it's more digestible. You learn more. You can recall it. It's a better way to learn, I think, and particularly under pressure, then those lessons are more readily available. And I was really trying to help the guys with, well, for example, the fear. They're quite fearful about failing on this grand stage. So how do you use fear to gain energy from it rather than cause panic? And it was these kinds of lessons that I worked on as a group and then one-on-one, and slowly over time you could start seeing it hopefully make an impact.
Yeah, we're scrolling through photographs that you've given us. Again, you working with the team.
That's in the
Latvia.
village there.
Yeah, okay.
Village,
Here you are working with the guys one-on-one. And so how would you motivate these guys who are not only are they top athletes in the world, but they're competing against top athletes in the world. But how can one top athlete beat other top athlete? Like, what's the edge?
Well, I think for motivation, these guys don't need it.
Okay.
This is one of those circumstances where motivation is not necessary whatsoever. They're highly motivated. The key here is not, in some cases, motivation is necessary, depending on who you're coaching or who you're working with, not this group.
Yeah.
This group, I think, really what they needed more so was, we're under a lot of pressure, and they have a new system. They're coming together in a very short period of time. How do you build chemistry when you can't force it?
Yeah.
How do you, one of the important exercises we did is, what is going to be our collective covenant, we call it? What is our agreement as a team?
Yeah.
And I asked the coaches and all the staff to leave, and it's just us players, not us, them and me.
Yeah.
And I let them do the talking and facilitate them through what is our agreement as a band of brothers representing our nation on this global stage. What do we agree here in this room? And just help them sort that out. Because then in the middle of the game, and that's deep in they're down a goal in the third period and getting eliminated, they've got all these ideas they can reflect upon to help them play their best.
Nice. I like it. So what are you going to do now?
I'm going to get some sleep.
Well, I mean, you're obviously going to track the team through the Olympics.
Yeah, I was up this morning watching, and I've been away for a while. But you know, when we make it to the gold medal game, I'm going to talk to my wife, and maybe we'll all go back and watch it.
Really?
And stay in touch with the guys. I'm emailing them back and forth. I left with them a couple of pictures of the Himalayan climbing. We put them on a plaque mount. They signed them, and they've gone up in their locker room.
Perfect.
So as they come out on the ice, they see the picture. They give it a punch, reminds them of the work we did, reminds them what they need to focus on.
The covenant that they've
the covenant,
promised,
the agreement, what they need to focus on, the role they play, the job they have to do. Because where these guys come from, they're a big deal on their team.
Of course.
But now they have to play a role that might not be the exact role they're accustomed to. And that takes some adjustment with one's personality, because maybe you're disappointed you're not on the power play.
Yeah.
Maybe you think you should be on the ice.
Maybe you get 20 minutes of ice time during a game. Now you're only getting 12.
12 or less.
Yeah.
Right. And that's hard to make that adjustment for these guys. But if everybody, like an expedition, it's about getting someone to the summit. It's about getting to that top block of the podium. And however you get there, whatever role you have to play, it's that selfless play that this team, I think, can really leverage. And it's anybody's tournament.
Yeah. All right. Commitment to a covenant. I like that. Thank you, Jamie. Welcome home.
Good to see you.
Get some sleep, my friend. Get some sleep.